Right, hello once again YouTube. Welcome back to some more From the Depths. Now, you join us back here with the Angie, our work in progress energy weapon hover tank. And a few people were kind enough to point out some things we could do with it. There was a suggestion about having multiple generators, which I don't think I'm actually going to do, but I am going to, or at least not immediately, but I am going to try and maybe cut down the boilers to like 2 segments and then just have more actual generator in there, because I think the actual power outputs, or steam output, is quite a lot more than they thought. Another thing that was pointed out, the accuracy. Of course the accuracy's bad. We don't have any detection systems on it. I thought we were still on finest air for some reason and we didn't need any. And it's like, wait, no, we totally do. What am I doing? So, yeah, we'll do that. We will want some EMP protection. There's a few suggestions for that. Also, we're hovering way too high. That's another thing we're going to fix. Let's try it on... Mostly just for sake of testing, but I seem to remember From the Depths being a bit iffy about the whole hover distance. So let's try it at 5. And see if it actually hovers at the right distance. Oh, here we are, 81. Is there an out of combat height? Pretty relative to target, that should hover 5 meters above them, right? Should put us in the right place. Why are we still hovering so high, though? Is there a standard altitude? I thought there was, but I can't find it. Nope. Does it just fly up to this height when it's not doing anything, maybe? Oh, combat distance. Let's say 750. This one I want to keep back a little bit. We'll tune the gun up to assume it's going to be firing at that distance. So, the accuracy, it looks like it's going to be 3 meters regardless. Yes, now the other thing as well is we could probably... I've heard that the overclock is not amazing, so we might potentially tune that down. But let's start by... let's take the tops off the generator covers. I'll put those back on later, but I reckon we could probably cut this down to 2 segments, because I seem to remember they put out quite a lot of steam. Can we just straight up put that there and not have the wasted space with the pipe? Yes. So they're making 1600 power a second. Is that right? Kinetic... Oh no, kinetic energy. And kinetic energy? I thought these generated electrical power. It's turbine to kinetic energy. Oh, battery energy a sec. Oh, okay. Is that how much it's actually using? Oh god, does that fluctuate? Oh, it can fluctuate. Okay. That's going to make it harder to guess, but I'm going to guess... here, steam converted, dissipated. Does it go straight to kinetic? No, because we need it in batteries, don't we? Because I just remembered, yeah, because these use battery power. At the moment, I believe these could just fire forever, so... Or at least enough that it's not going to be an issue. Not overclocking explosive shock. Right, yeah, what's our spread? We could probably... Oh, damage at distance. So if we get it to... I thought it would affect these, but maybe not. Focus, it goes to 0. Oh, in terms of the damage per shot. Okay. So, if we were to say 65 for the sake of accuracy, what's that on now, focus-wise? I have to actually fire it for it to know. 2.2 versus 2.8. It's not a huge amount, but we could try it on both and see what sort of damage it's doing. Set. Hang on, that one's lower and that one's worse. What? Oh, average? Hang on. Is that not worse? Am I going crazy? Have I finally come back. We've had some snow and stuff. There's been a lot going on back here. I've gone crazy. No, now it's completely different. Oh, I guess because it's the average. So it's saying now 2.1, 1.8. Well, I think it's better anyway, even if it's not the most consistent. Let's add. What I think it is, I'll build the turret cap and then I'll put the detection systems on top of it. So where's the center of this turret? Here, right? Yeah. Okay, so we have a little beam up the front. No, the center's there. Center's... Oh, come on, brain. No, center's here, so it needs a beam at the back as well. Okay, so there. Then... So that'll have a collar on it. Then we probably want at least... We could even do 3 meters around each side from that center bit. So it'd be 2 from here. But I think I have to do, yeah. It's be like that, and then it'd be... And that should make sure it definitely covers the front arc. Or not the front arc, definitely covers the gap. Should make it hard to blow up. We can shrink the actual bit around the turret itself, but the bit around the turret itself will be a heavy armor. Of course, these are particle cannons, and they are dangerous. They will damage your own stuff if they fire when they're damaged, because the beams will just fire out, regardless of whether the bit they're firing out of is actually intact or not. It'll be the prettiest looking turret in the world, but it's on that side, but we'll try and make it look a little nicer on this one. We'll do normal up to there, and then we'll give it an extra layer of heavy. By extra layer, I mean an extra layer and some slopes. We will we'll do that, so it's definitely got the full vertical firing arc out. The only thing is that it might do that. But this could be sloped, couldn't it? To try and also deflect some shots, maybe. Yeah, I think honestly we'll do that too, because again, this is an explosive turret. We don't want this exploding. It's also an expensive turret. Not the fastest tracking now, because of course it's a lot heavier, but see how it does. If it's too slow, we could potentially look into upgrading it, but we have to rebuild the whole thing at this point. Which maybe not the worst thing in the world, but yeah. Right. Now, how do we want to attach the AI? Probably like this. 2 sort of armoured pods, and these will have... what do they actually want? Do range finding. Actually, do they need, like... No, they're hit scan weapons, right? They don't need range finding, they just need a bearing, right? Could have range finding on the cross somewhere else anyway. Where's bearing? 0.45, 0.3, 0.1, 0.2. Camera trackers are the best today. That's the same. That's miles out. 0.75, is that good? No, that's worse. Okay. Yep, so... gimbal trackers. I'll have 2. I'll have 1 on each side of the turret, because we've had problems with that before. And we'll give them a decent little armor front to them as well. We could even potentially do... yeah. We might add some... they're a little bit exposed from the outside, but if we put surge protectors there, theoretically that should also help. Because they're not going to be safe from a kinetic hit to the side, but that might theoretically protect them from a surge, an EMP surge. And also protect the turret a bit, and then if we do armor plate on the side, that should hopefully absorb a hit, maybe, from a regular gun, and just give the EMP protection a little bit of reinforcement. How are we doing for volume? We're okay for the moment, but we're getting through it. We've got a 2,500 limit, so we've got to keep that in mind. We'll save the updated changes. Potentially one other thing as well we could do is turn up the firepower, but we'll wait and see how it's doing before we do that. Grab a quick drink. Right. So So, oh god mode. Let's also fit some. Where else would we put detection? Maybe above the nose. Actually, to be fair, given it only needs a. It only needs a rough idea, right? And then the camera trackers will lock on. So if we give it a. Not that. A wireless snooper, then it should be able to. Or not wireless snooper. What would allow it to just. Oh god, is that one that just lets you passively find stuff? I guess the. Oh no, that only tracks that. Okay, I guess we do just need a line of sight. Yes, if we have one coming up out of the nose. Just put a 360 camera on it. In fact, if we raise it up a little bit, it'll be a little bit exposed, but it should get a better field of view with that one. Oh, right, yeah, and we also need. We will also. Something else that came up. Stone is pretty good against DMP. And again, we need to take them to mind with this one because, well, we know they're going to use it now. So, 15 plus 30 per meter, or 30 plus 60 per meter. Oh, rubber might be one of the best, is it? Or presumably surge protector, is it? I think it's 5% damage. Yes, in fact, if we just, whoops, we just straight up mount the AI on surge protector. That's probably the best way, honestly. Oh, I'm standing in it as well. That's fine. Yeah, we'll put the AI in a surge box. Back pretty better than wireless this out, then, right? If we're doing that. Yeah, it'll make us visible to snoopers, but they're not tremendously powerful detection systems as we've literally just looked at. Yeah, I think the nose will have to be a bit taller. We have sunk. What have we sunk? Oh, I disconnected the AI. Right, of course. Surge roof box. We'll put the shielding kinetic attacks at the front and side. We'll leave a bit of space here for things like, well... Hang on, yeah, let's move these as well. Oh, God. Fuel. Make it taller, so I guess we could put it on top. We'll put it there. We'll put it there and we'll have an extra layer of shielding on the internals. Right. This needs to be a little bit larger, so we've got a bit of space around the AI to put stuff in. We'll do connectors, we'll do... These not connected? Actually, 100%. I guess they are. Right. Right, mainframe. Circle. Is it going to say the... It has not. Oh, great. I get to put those back in. 1050. Altitude. 5 meters. Relative to target. That's all correct. Circle distance. 5. 100's about right. You are in air. Yeah, that's right. Add maneuver. Hover. Okay, I think that's all right. Right. How are we looking? Hovering quite high. Right, one of the cats has decided to attack the sofa. I have no idea why. One moment, YouTube. How you doing, cat? Okay, that was weird. Sorry about that. I decided what I really want to do is poke at this particular part of the sofa. How about for volume? We're still okay. So, let's add a little bit of reinforcement into the nose section. Yeah, got to be a little bit careful on the old volume limit, but should be able to make it pretty dang tough. It's going to have to be, because again, this one's going to cost us a lot more than our other tanks. An expensive weapon system. Right, and expensive propulsion, and in general, it's just going to be a lot. Right. We are just for a moment going to focus on making the hull a bit more, well, the right shape. Okay, so if we shoot that's the AI in enough, we'll potentially have to do more to protect it. We'll build the casing. We'll build the rest of the casing around it. Right, yeah, we've got this awkward bit as well, haven't we? Oh, could we do... something like that? Oh, that looks sort of alright. That doesn't. How do we... Something like that, right? No. 2 to 3 meter? Nope. That's right in one direction, but not in the other. We've ended up with a slightly odd shape here. Oh, hang on. No, this is just that, isn't it? Yeah, I was just overthinking that one. That's just do that sorted. Oh, except for this ugly bit. Right. Armor's going to have to go up there anyway, because that's where the is connected. So if we continue the slope at least to just get some good shot deflection if anything strikes there. No, we'll probably swing it back. Right. I was hoping to keep this fairly low profile, but it's ended up a little bit taller. But this is where the turret is, so we can't afford to not protect this properly. I might be tempted to harden the outer layer, but we'll see how much it's with heavy armor as well, but we'll see how much it's costing at that point. This awkward lump is a little bit ugly, but we can maybe work that into the decoration somehow. Yeah, the Vilkis, which is Angie's real vehicle in the show, was a bit of a... I think it was supposed to look quite nice. I always thought it was a little bit on the slightly weird, ugly side, but it's fitting, if anything. Okay, no, that is right. So 3 meter there, 4 meter there. There we go. Okay, so that's covered. Then... quick save. We've got the rough shape in. We've got it on invincible. Let's spawn in a desert bar and see how it does on its own. Good start, not firing, and also skimming off the ground. We may have to set the altitude a bit higher. Oh, it is sort of working now. It's still skimming very close to the floor, but I don't really want it bouncing quite like that. Now, why is the gun having trouble? You've got a 5-second cooldown chime. You should be recharged by now. You are recharged by now. What's wrong? Oh, it's the failsafes? Shouldn't be a problem, I wouldn't have thought. Is it because of the... Is it because of this? It's not that. Because of these? Or is it because of those? Or was it because of those then? That seems like it might have been the case. And this one? Most of your propulsion is facing backwards, is it? Don't think it is, but... That did pretty good damage. I think we just took the trailer straight off. You would hope it would be doing good damage. Alright, it looks like it's actually holding okay at 5 meters. I might be tempted to upgrade it a little bit just to help it cope with rough terrain, but it's firing okay now as well. So it looks like it's a case of I can't mount these lenses too far back. I'd like them inset a little bit like they are now to keep them safe, but it would see that sometimes does cause problems. If I synchronize them, I do 2.5. That should hopefully get them alternating their fire every 2.5 seconds. Or not? Am I misunderstanding something there? Maybe not. Okay, maybe don't do that. Maybe just synchronize it a little, just with a Like quarter-second delay because it's cool. Okay. Let's just test that quickly. Yeah, really didn't seem like it was synced up at all. Is that too short then, or do I need to set it a bit longer? Oh dear. 0.5, half second. So I feel like if they have a short delay, if one goes straight in the gap left by another, it'll theoretically do a bit more damage, right? I think that's right, anyway. Right. I think that's right for the internals for the moment. We may possibly do some more of that. Oh, shoot, no it isn't. We were going to put the, It actually even had problems detecting the target. It's supposed to have a camera on top, isn't it? We could even do, hang on. If we do a... Detected that. We'll test it like this and see how it does. Oh, shoot, no, it doesn't want to be there. It wants to be one block further forwards, because if it's on that block, it's interfering with the armour for the rear section. So, we will be updating the armour. There's more bits to build for that. So the volume will go up a bit further. I'm trying to keep an eye on that. Looking alright for the moment. What can we do to arm the camera? Oh, we can put glass around it, can't we? Oh, we could build it a mono eye. We could build it like a little mono eye cover. Just give it 2 layers of glass. The stuff is not very durable, so we might as well give it a little extra. And we'll colour it as well, because why not? We also will have it able to see above it, but we're going to sort of slope it at the sides, in fact, or do we want to... No, we'll put a metal rim around it. If we, in fact, go at these sides, you want just a single bit. This will hopefully still work. Yeah, you can probably see what I'm doing at this point. Metal slope, metal slope. There we go, something like that. Supposedly it's not blocked in any direction. I don't know whether it'll block in like diagonals, but I think if it can see up, it can see up. Someone let me know on that one in the comments, but I think this will work. Let's give it a little bit of a paint coat. Is it still see-through? No, not like that. That's see-through. Have we got like a green? Or actually no, for our paint scheme it would make more sense to be a red, wouldn't it? Not that one. Right. There we go, a little red. Red spooky mono eye. Not the sleekest looking thing. In fact, it might actually be better to have it a little bit smoother because it might potentially get hit and it does stick up a bit. It's possible that it might even be better to just leave it exposed because it's less of a target, but just hope it doesn't get hit rather than actually shielding it, but I'm going to try shielding it a bit. They can see through glass, so it's not going to block the line of sight. Don't know why I don't have mirror mode on either there. Right. Let's finish up the armor scheme a bit more. Are you building backwards? No, it is actually building in the right direction. I just checked that as well. Right, so these bits, if we replace these with... Oh, right, yeah, they're not single beams. Oh, let's turn that off. Paint it, let it. Oh, I guess this bit's already square. Oh no, that's why it's not square, because it's in the wrong place. It's these bits that want it. A little bit of cover over the top and bottom for the sake of the aesthetics. More than any actual armour. It should be reasonably okay. They're fairly tough, the large jets. What we might do even is have a little bit. Don't use a huge amount of pass. What we could even do is have a few extra on the side for forwards. And help with steering. Oh, no, that's alloy. Wrong material. There and that there. Okay, now this looks a little awkward because it's not covered properly down here, so we'll go like that and like that. Let's try, if we put... Like these look a little bit nicer than they currently do. Then we can, my volume limit looks like it's going to be okay, so... And over the back, yeah, we need to finish this. Now, what I originally was thinking was a bit of a cowling over the back. Cover the whole thing. I don't know how well needed that's going to be. I'm trying to think which bits of this are likely to take the hits. I guess the sides? This has evolved a little bit from what it was going to look like originally anyway, but... We don't actually have anything, pitching the nose up, do we? Yeah, it doesn't really seem to need it, so I guess we're okay. Oh, I guess because these are... Oh, yeah, because I guess because the centre of mass is towards the back. The front ones are already kind of lifting it. So it already kind of works. But maybe... We had that cowl out of... Is lightweight alloy... Is alloy cheaper? Or is it the same cost? 5. It's not really any difference. But I do kind of like the idea of keeping that cowl, so... I'll sort of show you what I'm thinking. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I suppose this will block the camera from behind. Actually, no, if I leave the space underneath the camera open, it should be able to see even through the back. Right? Yeah. And then we'll have it. What I think we do is... Where's it go over the sides? It'll be there. And here... Start to slope down. Yes, I like that kind of thing where it's got that sort of, like I say, a bit of a cowling on the back of it to cover the rear and the top. That puts the volume limit up above limit. Okay, we can't have that. Oh, that's a shame. Too much volume. Okay. Well, we'll focus on reinforcing the sides with what volume we have left, and maybe even leave a little bit in case of something I haven't thought of. That's of course 67. Well, we might reinforce the front as well, because that's also going to be taking hits, most likely. Let's give this a hard outer shell. These are the offsets, right? Yeah. Yeah, can I do anything here? Yeah, it's not even covering anything. It's empty. There must be... In fact, you know what? I'm going to rebuild this front section. We'll build it entirely out of heavy armour, because I reckon this could be better shape. It'll just be tougher, so we're going to rebuild it. Sorry, we've got to take your nose off. We've got to give you a facial reconstruction surgery. And we will thicken it up on the inside as well. Right. Oh, it's already 3 at this point, is it? Okay. Right, yeah, so there's some weirdness there, isn't there? We'll leave that as metal. It'll just be the very nose that gets reinforced. I could probably do it down to 2, because that was the thing, wasn't it? It was shorter than I thought. Right. I will have that cowling on A tank at some point, though. I actually really do like that aesthetic, so we'll work out something that can go on later. Oh, we should also probably cap the front of this, shouldn't we? there. Actually, yeah, hang on. Yeah, we're doing a shot on those, so we'll do... And this way we can do... Where's square pot there? Yeah, we can do that, can't we? A little bit of an unusual way to cap the nose, but... It actually looks alright. Not amazing, but alright. It's a little bit more volume, but that's fine. Then we will, I think, reinforce this section because it goes a long way towards covering the... It'll go a long way towards covering the front, so... Let's do that, and the... oh, that's a 4 meter, is it? Oh, right, yeah, that's where the overlap is, isn't it? Actually, why is there an overlap there? We could do that with a 3 meter. Yeah, that looks better. Well, what's the point of rebuilding it? Oh, no, this doesn't fit quite right. It's fine, we're already rebuilding it. Three meter and a whatever long that needs, and then same on the underside because the underside might well be taking some hits. Thankfully that was a case of just a straight replace, and then boom. Okay. Costing about 70,000, which is fine. That's well within budget. It doesn't look amazing visually, but as long as it's functional, that's one of the main things. But I might do what I can to make it look a bit nicer. The other thing potentially as well is, of course, the guns. So at the moment they seem to be doing reasonable damage, but the fire rate... Let's try a 10-second fire rate. We do get a tangible benefit out of waiting longer for them to charge, so... So we're looking at for accuracy and everything. So 2.2 meters, about 2.2 meters. That's pretty good. Damage 40,000. So we're doing. So we've got roughly 80,000. So it's what, 8,000 damage a second in theory, if both shots strike home. Which that one just struck one of them at least. It is bouncing off the ground. I do need to check if that's doing damage because if it is, it will have to hover higher. Maybe the back's the section that needs a little bit more armor, if anything, because it's the jet engine is going to be at risk of being struck. Yeah, we could, yeah, if we in fact encase those with a, where's the thing? You'll know what I mean when I find it. Yeah, duct. Yeah, in fact, let's put the jet engines inside a heavy armored duct to shield them a bit more and get the looks, because I wasn't quite happy with that. Yeah, if we put them in like a 2 meter. Another 3 meter beam there and there. Not going to say anything. Oh shoot, that was something someone said. Hang on. View and control. No, that's not it. Environment. Oh god, where was it? Someone said about this. Camera boost. No, that's not it. Build options. MISC. Config. Oh, come on, where is it? Graphics. Is that the one? Oh, pardon me. Ambient light intensity. Is there a... Oh. Oh! Have I had the lighting turned down by accident this entire time? I clicked on the user recommended and the whole thing lit up. Well, no wonder it's been looking weird. I guess at some point I accidentally turned it down? Or the defaults changed, but it didn't update? I don't know. By the way, it's looking a bit brighter now. Hopefully you guys can see it better. Do let me know on that one if you guys still can't see it. Because again, I know there were people saying like, yeah, there was a bit of trouble seeing it. Okay, yes, that's enclosed them and they can still function. I really don't like how this back section looks, even if it's functional. It's got to be something. Well, again, I wanted that cowling. Oh, yeah, I made it thin. Does it use less volume? Hang on. In fact, does it tell you how much volume everything uses? No. Let's try it quickly. If we did, like... Well, I suppose the way to tell would be to look at it. So, volume 260. 262. Ah, it does still take up the same amount. Tell you what. These internal bits are unlikely to get hit. You replace these. Okay, that looks a little better. I think it's these bits. I know they're there to keep the pitch. They are really important for the function. They just look bad. Should we give it a spoiler? Unfunctional as it would be, we could give it a spoiler. It's a case that this probably works at this point. I just don't like the look. Tell you what we should give it. We should give it some repair bots. Where is Misk? Misk. Miscellaneous. Right. Okay. I don't know whether that on its own is enough heavy armor, but we'll see. Let's turn off the godly mode. Spawn a white flares beholder. Why not? That's probably a bit big, but that's fine actually, because that lets us test against something a bit nastier. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, no, we have a problem. Immediately, we've damaged it quite badly by smashing it to the floor. Followed up by me not helping by shooting a minigun on the interior of the cockpit. Let's do some repairs. Okay, in fact, we will fix that problem, but we'll be doing it in the next one because I just realised we're already over time. Hopefully you've enjoyed. It's been nice being back. Don't forget I make games as well as playing them, so if you want to help the channel, go check them out. Sequels while in development, I should mention, to the Sel Quinta one. I'm just going to swap this out quickly while I'm thinking about it, but yeah, there'll be a sequel coming out next year, so early next year I think at this rate, so we'll get to the first third or whatever, but so yeah, keep an eye out for that. But yeah, hopefully you've all enjoyed. I'll see you guys all next time. Goodbye.